hopeful is a wannabe. But most people, this is a fact, don't make it big in Hollywood.
Welcome back to DBL. That was a clip from the new season of Death by Fame on Investigation Discovery. Joining us now is the legal host from the show and one of LA's best criminal trial attorneys. Please welcome back to DBL. We love her, Sara Azari.
Hi, Sam. Hi, everyone.
Good to see you. Wow, congratulations, girl. Super proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
And that was a great teaser, because I would have sat home and be like, I can't work out for another hour. I have to finish what just happened there. But let's get into it. I want to ask you about Alec Baldwin, because he has new involuntary manslaughter charges that have been filed against him in connection now with the deadly shooting on the set of Rust. What's your reaction to this? Because when I saw it over the weekend, I was shocked. And what do you think his defense will be?
Look, if you can charge a ham sandwich, you can certainly charge the trigger man. But this is a miserable prosecution, and Alec Baldwin needs to go to trial and end the misery. The shooting happens in 2021. They had all this time to investigate. They drop one of the charges because it's unconstitutional. Then they dismiss the whole thing because the gun malfunctioned during the FBI testing. Then they go expert shopping. They put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And voila, the gun is now working, and we're going to go ahead and charge Baldwin. They don't have proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Baldwin's going to come and say, number one, I thought this was a prop gun. Number two, I did not pull the trigger. You can't prove otherwise because the gun is now reanimated, restructured. And I don't have a duty as an actor to ensure gun safety. I have a duty to rely on the safety by those who have that duty. So, they're not going to be able to prove their case. And by the way, Baldwin's also going to say, I'm the celebrity you're trying to use to send a louder message. That's what you're doing here. So the misery needs to end.
Interesting insight. Thank you, Sara. So let's get to the new season of Death by Fame, because it details some pretty disturbing crimes in the entertainment industry, which is always fascinating. Why do you think there is so much grisly tragedy in Tinseltown?
Well, I think there's, I'm actually excited to be part of this series because as an Angelino, everyone thinks that Hollywood is glitz and glamour, but there is this very dark side. There's the grit, there's the dangers that come with fame, and there's death that comes with fame. So the series has done such a great job. This is now season 2. We're kicking it off tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central on Investigation Discovery at vetting these cases. These are cases where I thought I knew something about, for example, James Brown or Jam Master Jay, and I learned so much in researching, for the shoot. So I'm really excited to be part of this. And we're kicking off tonight with a story of Tara McMullen.
Ooh. Well, talk to us about this first episode about Tara McMullen, because she was a young actress from the show Judging Amy. She was a real rags to riches story in the making, but what went wrong?
Yeah, so it's a very tragic story. She was raised by a single mother in Inglewood, which at the time was not a very good area. Low-income families shacked up all in one apartment. And unlike most child actors who are taking voice lessons and acting lessons to make it to Hollywood, Hollywood came to her. So her mom was working in a talent agency, and they were looking for a female basketball player to play alongside Martin Lawrence in Rebound. And none of these girls marching in and out of the talent agency were making the cut. And then suddenly the mom goes, oh my God, my daughter is the person. She doesn't have to adopt this role. She is this role. So Tara ends up in that movie, and then she's discovered. She ends up on Judging Amy as Graciela Reyes. She's a gang member, and she's caught with a knife in her backpack. That's how she ends up in the courtroom. Her life comes to an end very abruptly and early, and there goes her Hollywood dream. But with that dream also goes her family's ticket out of poverty. Wow. And so the question then becomes, was this a gang-related shooting, murder, because she was initiated into a gang, she was dating a gang member, or was there something else going on?
All right, we got to get to this. We only have a minute left, but I have a selfish reason for wanting to get to this. It involves, one of your episodes involves a good friend of mine, Jim Jeffries. One of his interns committed one of the most brutal murders in LA history. Can you tell us if there were any signs that he was on a dark path? Apparently, he and I worked on the same set. I played myself on Legit, Jim Jeffries' show, and he worked on that show.
You met him?
Maybe, probably. I'm sure I did.
Well, Al, I'm glad you're friends with Jim Jeffries and not the guy.
Yes.
One of the most horrific murders I've seen in my career, and even the coroner in LA said the same thing. This guy was like the sociopath that was living multiple lives. Every woman thought that they're the woman. Ayanna Kassian, who's the murder victim, she was tortured to death. I'm not going to give the graphic details here, but it was a scene out of the worst horror film. And they shared an apartment in West Hollywood. And so, of course, did he kill her because she was pregnant with her baby and it was accountability issues, et cetera? Or what? Why this way? Right. I mean, it is so horrific. And he, what's interesting about this episode is that he wrote a graphic novel called Syndrome, which the cover of this novel is eerily similar to the crime scene.
Oh my gosh.
So is art imitating life or what?
Oof, wow. Horrifying. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today. DBL Nation, you do not want to miss the new season of Death by Fame, Mondays on ID, and also check out Sarah's crime podcast, The Presumption, wherever you listen to podcasts, and you can watch on YouTube as well. Thank you again, Sarah.
Thank you again.
Thanks. Congratulations.